This is Karen Clark for the Movie Talk, and I went to see the movie The Post, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it for a couple of reasons. Number one, it was a historical movie about the Pentagon Papers, and it was very timely because in the movie, Nixon actually tried to stop newspapers from publishing stories that the public needed to hear about. Basically, what he was trying to do was stop the New York Times and the Washington Post from releasing information about the Vietnam War, the lies that the American public had been told about the Vietnam War. A reporter got a hold of all of these reports, released it, and Nixon lost it. He did everything but call these newspapers fake news. It was so relevant to what is happening today, and it was just very interesting. It almost gave you, like, it feels like today's president is following a playbook, because the way Nixon hated the press and talked about the press is eerily familiar to us. So even if you're not into the history of the Pentagon Papers in the 1970s, it's a really interesting movie to see because it's so similar to what's happening today. And there was also a whole female empowerment aspect to the movie, which again is very relevant today. The owner of the publisher / owner of the Washington Times is a woman, Meryl Streep. Side note, it's a great movie because Meryl Streep and Tom Hanks are in it, so there's that. But the owner of the Washington Post is Meryl Streep, and she inherited it from her father, who left it to her husband. And she thought, oh, well, that's how it's supposed to be. My husband's perfect for running this paper. But then her husband died. She's now in charge of it, and she has to make all of these big decisions that can affect the paper right when they're about to go public and make a whole bunch of money. Do I publish this information about what the United States government has been hiding from the American people? And am I making the right decision? And there are all these men in her ear telling her what she should do, what her father would want her to do, what her husband would want her to do. But ultimately, she has to make the decision that she feels is best for her family business. And it's just, it was such a good movie. Loved it, loved it, loved it. Made me want to go back to journalism school all over again. So if you have some free time, definitely go see The Post. And you're going to feel like you're watching the real life news of what's happening now. It's really interesting. Go see it. I give it an A+.